Ring the bell.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Slam Society, and welcome to my review show here of MLW Azteca Lucha from April 11th, 2024, from the Cicero Stadium in Cicero, Illinois. It's the 14th. I couldn't get my hands on this show until now. I apologize, but at least I got to it. And it's the big show, the big showdown between Selena de la Renta and Cesar Duran, El Jefe. They're having a bit of a series between one another. And if Selena's grouping of guys defeats Caesar's, then he will give her a key, which will show her through the door of something that will have some lucha power or something along those lines. I don't know what in the hell it's going to be, but we'll see by the end of this review if we found out. I think Selena is tremendous in her role there in MLW. I really enjoy what she does. And I think Cesar does a good job as well. She has a bit of a confrontation with some Azteca henchmen at the entrance, and Cesar finally lets her in the building. He opens the show and welcomes everybody to the event. And speaking of the event, the first matchup in the series between Cesar and Selena is a six-man tag team match. Atlantis, Guerrero Maya Jr., Jesus Rodriguez took on Felino, Villano number 3 Jr., and Virus. So Felino, Villano, and Virus are representing Cesar Duran. First comment, wouldn't the Villano number 3 Jr., wouldn't he rather be Villano 6? It ended at 5. Would we really need a 3 Jr.? That's the questions that pop in my mind when I watch stuff like this. I'd rather be Villano 6. I'd rather be my own number, not my father plus Junior. Just me. So anyway, Atlantis, Guerrero Maya Jr., and Jesus represent Selena in this one here, and it's interesting seeing Jesus get in the ring to fight for Selena. Shame Rocky Romero is not here to back up Selena too. She has been a staple of Selena's group since she's been back in MLW. Just think it makes more sense if he's here. If he was here, I know he was taken out a few shows ago, but it makes more sense that he would be here to, you know, stand up for her. But I'm assuming he's got some duties over there in AEW. I believe he does some stuff behind the scenes. I could be wrong. It's not often you get to see Jesus wrestle, and I'm aware this show is going to be very wrestling heavy, with it being a lucha libre heavy show. I'm just thankful for MLW having 2-hour-long pay-per-views. Duran's boys dominated a fair amount of the opening portion of this match, getting heat on Atlantis. Guerrero Maya Jr. impressed me more than anyone, I think, in this match. Especially when all 6 men were doing battle, things broke down, smoke cleared, and Maya Jr. showed what he had. I think Jesus, look, when he got in there and he was doing his thing, he was very good, he's clearly technically very proficient, but just looking at him, I'm thinking to myself, bro, you might need to cut a few pounds. I'm not body shaming. It's not healthy to be overweight like that. I don't think he's supposed to be that weight, is what I'm trying to say. Like someone like a Lou Albano, like he's supposed to be that weight. Somebody like Rikishi, he's supposed to be that weight. I think Jesus is supposed to be a slimmer man. Okay? He still moves very well, I will say that. Villano has a better physique than his father and his uncles did. There. See? No compliments as well. Atlantis finally got Villano, the 3rd Junior, to trip up. Not trip up. He got him up for a torture rack like submission hold, and he gave up immediately. So Selena's team won the first matchup of the series here via submission. We cross to Selena de la Renta in Caesar's office, and this feud between them is just so odd. They're able to deal with each other's, presence throughout the whole show. And at times they snap at each other a little bit. Caesar does ask where her beautiful mother is tonight, and Selena gets angry. I don't blame him wondering where she is because holy shit, did you see Selena's mum on the last MLW show? I reckon something's going to happen there where Caesar and her mother end up getting together, which that would be champagne television. Let's move forward. The MLW National Openweight title match on the line here. Ricky Shane Page taking on Bad Dude Tito. I was surprised that Tito was getting another title shot here in Major League Wrestling, having lost opportunities to the New Japan Television Championship that Riddle had a few months ago, and also the world title match he had with Kojima in the last few months. It's things where like MLW Fusion tapings would be helpful, like between these shows. I know that they do a show and then maybe 2 weeks later or 3 weeks later, or even next week, a week later for Fury Road. I know that this is how MLW do their thing, but it will be better for me. I'm chomping at the bit for more Major League Wrestling. I think more Fusion tapings would help with getting somebody like Tito in the mind of the MLW viewer, in the mind, thinking to themselves, okay, yeah, he's definitely earned that title shot. Ricky Shane Page has lost the calling. I was not aware that because of the War Games match or the War Chamber match, excuse me. I could have stopped this oscillating fan here. I was not aware that that loss was going to lead to the end of the group. So I was just surprised by it, you know. RSP did hold his own with Tito, who definitely looks a lot more jacked than RSP. I just thought Akira would be the one to take this belt off him. I'm guessing the Akira Ricky Shane Page feud is over. Because after all that, and he never won the belt off him, like, okay. I'm not sure. Anywho, Tito hit a variation of the greetings from Asbury Park, or the Rikishi driver. And just like that, he ended RSP's super long reign. Let's look. Ricky Shane Page. Cage match. Let's find out how many, because he held that belt for quite some time, bro. Okay? He held that belt for a fucking long time. Is he only 40 years old? He's only 40 years old, so he's got quite a bit left to offer. 251 days. He was the champion. That's quite the reign there for RSP. I was just surprised. Really thought Akira would be the one to take it. Anywho, let's move fucking forward. Contra attacked Bill Alfonso backstage and knocked him the fuck out for no reason. I don't know why. I did like Bill asking him what the problem was upon the first moment he was attacked. And then he said Matthew Justice wouldn't be happy about it before Bill got knocked out. Why? Why Bill Alfonso? What did he do wrong? I don't understand this. I don't understand what is going on because that was all Contra did on this show, and I'll talk a bit about that a bit more later, okay? Coming up next, singles match, Ultimo Guerrero taking on Atlantis Jr. So I just saw Atlantis, and here comes Junior. Atlantis Jr. now shows himself after his father already wrestled earlier, and finally, after seeing this man's name for decades, I'm seeing Ultimo Guerrero wrestle for the first time. Always saw his name and thought, is he a mix of the Ultimo Dragon and Eddie Guerrero? But no, it appears he's not even related to the Guerreros because Guerrero means, doesn't it mean warrior or something? I don't know. Anyway, Ultimo Guerrero and his father, the original Atlantis, had a major feud in the past, which included a match where the original Atlantis beat Ultimo Guerrero for his mask. And apparently it did $1 million gate. What do you know? The more you know. I think MLW are drawing more people than TNA Wrestling to their pay-per-views. I mean, TNA kind of dim the lights in their buildings at times, and the last one was at the Albany Armory there in New York, which I was a bit concerned about. an armory for TNA wrestling for a pay-per-view. I wasn't too sure. But this place, Cicero Stadium, I know TNA have done a show there as well. Cicero Stadium, they've sold it out, and apparently this is the biggest gate MLW has ever done. So they are cooking with gas, bitch. So let's move forward into this match. I would prefer seeing Caesar and Selena out at ringside for these matches. Are they not in the building? Was that explained that they were elsewhere? I don't know. I don't know. I didn't quite get that. Maybe they were elsewhere, but I was under the impression that they were in the building still. But anyway, as long as I keep cutting back to her, I don't care. Okay. These two created some great drama between them both. Ultimo Guerrero wrestles wicked hard for a 52-year-old man. These two were given some decent time for this matchup. Ultimo Guerrero hit a sweet release powerbomb on Atlantis Jr. off the second rope. That was fucking dime, bitch. Some asshole fan in attendance, they tried to start a fight forever chant. Bro, give it up. You don't need to fucking do it every time you see a good match. Just enjoy the match. Just immerse yourself in the match and stop trying to think, oh, I should chant that thing that we always chant. Shut up. Oh, God. I know I go a bit overboard with that stuff, but just shut up. Shut the fuck up. Anywho, Atlantis and Ultimo both missed some important top rope moves, which led to Atlantis Jr. finally hitting his high impact frog splash to secure the victory. Atlantis Jr. wins via pinfall. Let's move forward. Oh, sorry. MLW World Tag Team titles have been vacated. Cozy Max, Okamura, and Satoshi Kojima take on the Second Gear crew. One called Manders, Matthew Justice. I hate the idea. I hate vacating belts. I don't know if it's because back in 2001, 2002, 2003, when I was booking for a backyard wrestling group. I was like 12, 13, 14 years old. The thing that would annoy me the most was I'd put a belt on someone and then they suddenly grew out of wrestling and stopped coming to the shows. And I'd try to get them to come back to drop the belt to somebody who was deserving, and they never ended up dropping the belt back. And because I never saw them, except at school where they're certainly not going to bring it, like I'd have to make another title. And that never happened with the main title, but like some of the secondary titles we had, they'd win the belt and then they would just never show up again. And you had to vacate the fucking thing. Oh my God. I hated vacating belts. It annoyed me so much. I remember once, here's a good story. Okay. I don't care that I'm going off course here. Here's a good story. Okay. A guy, he was a mid-card champion. He stopped showing up. So I did a mini tournament on one show to crown a new champion, and a guy had become the champion, right? But then he was there for a couple of events, but then he wanted to retire. He was still the champion though. I managed to convince him to continue a few months down the line, and he was technically still the champion, but we had already vacated the belt and we already started another tournament in the same show he returned at to crown this new champion, right? Two matches, two semi-final matches, and then a finals. We get to the finals. The guy wins, right? He's a new champion. And then he stops wrestling for us. So the new champion, now we've had to vacate the belt again. We've had to vacate the belt again, so we decided to unify that belt with the Hardcore Championship because we were like, you know what? This title is snake bit. Let's just fucking move forward with our fucking life and stop worrying about this thing. Anyway, that's probably why I got a real big problem with the vacating of belts because of that. Imagine that, having two tournaments to crown a champion and you've finally done it a second time and then you have to vacate it again. Fuck off. Okay, let's move forward, everyone. So there better be a good reason behind all of this. I don't think that they would just have Lawler and Davey Boy attacked and then they don't come back. Um, the World Titan Federation was starting to gain some steam. I'm guessing they just want to get this Contra thing to get real over, but I don't understand why they have to vacate the MLW World Tag Team titles here. Like, I know maybe I'm taking it too seriously, but those belts don't get defended every show. So I know sometimes people get injured, but what's the real reason behind them having to have the belt stripped off them? I don't like it. I'm sure it's leading to something, but look, I'm allowed to ask questions. It's my review. Look, I gotta hurry up. I got shit to do. So anywho, Cozy Max were dominated early by the second gear crew. The Contra logo kept on hacking into the feed, so I thought that they were going to show up during this, but they did not. Kojima scored a hot tag and did his usual machine gun chops, which I will allow because it's Kojima. Kojima hit the Koji cutter on Manders. Okamura got the chance to show off his best here as the old boys were doing well, and I was like, are the old boys going to do it? Kojima hit a lariat on Manders, Justice copped a superplex, and then the Cozy Cutter scored the pinfall for Cozy Max, and we have new MLW World Tag Team Champions. No sign of Contra throughout, which I found surprising. I thought maybe they weren't there and they pre-taped, I don't know, whatever was going on, but I don't know. I would have thought that they would have come out and gone after both these teams again. They hyped the MLW Fury Road show between matches. Here we go. Singles match, Matt Riddle versus Josh Bishop with Saint Laurent. Excited. Josh Bishop is the last man standing with the World Titan Federation, it seems. Although Zeta, I'm sure, is there too. Don't know about Brett Ryan Gosselin. I didn't have any update on him this week, but it bothers me a bit that MSL has not addressed what has happened to the World Titan Federation in one fell swoop by Contra. It bothers me that there was no follow-up on AJ Francis and the working relationship between he and Saint Laurent as well, and the Boumaye Fight Club and all that. Maybe I just need to be patient, and maybe I'll find out more about it at Fury Road. I like Josh Bishop. I think he's very good. Great heat on Riddle from the outset. I was sure that this would lead to the same old Matt Riddle comeback, the ripcord into the knee and the fucking whatever. He hit an RKO though, and then a somersault Broton for a very easy victory here. So Matt Riddle via pinfall. And every now and then I see someone comment about Riddle on social media, and it's just like, get over it. Get over it. Just get over it. Like if MLW are using him, then there must not be smoke where there's fire or whatever. Fire where there's smoke, whatever the fucking saying is. Sammy Callahan attacked Riddle during his interview with Joe Dombrowski with a trash can lid and then grabbed Joe and spoke on the mic about wanting a world title shot above Riddle because he took Kojima to the limit and now Riddle wants a shot. So they end up brawling big time at ringside as it got split up by agents and referees. Holy shit. More hype for MLW Battle Riot 4 and announce some people who are set to show up for it, including the cat Ernest Miller, which is fairly exciting. I like that shit, bro. I like it. Bring in Glacier, please. I want that shit. I also want the cat Ernest Miller to do the fucking podcast with me. The one that he promised me several times and then several times in a row didn't show up for. Like, why say yes and then just not show up? Averno and Magnus take on Fuego and Star Jr. Magnus is a reality TV star from south of the border and is the cousin of Mystico. Nice little fun facts from Joe Dombrowski during the show. By the way, him and Christian Cole again did a great job on the show. Fairly cold match for this series between Selena and Caesar. Again, I think Rocky Romero should have been a part of the fucking thing. Star Jr. had a dive caught at one stage and he was hit with a double power bomb onto the outside of the ring, which looked like it was very stiff. I didn't realize that Fuego was Fuego del Sol. I think it's probably better that they don't say Fuego del Sol because that will immediately have negative connotations, considering he was a massive, massive job guy in AEW that barely won any matches, had these matches with Miro and all that stuff, which led to stuff with Sammy Guevara. Remember that time Sammy Guevara gave Fuego a contract to AEW, and there's this big love in with all the fans. They're also happy that Sammy could give his friend the contract and all that. And then within a year, he was unemployed again. Fucking hell, like the big love in, bro. That's what annoyed me so much, was this massive love in, and the fans didn't really give that much of a shit about him, considering he got released or his contract ran out and they didn't re-sign him a year later. Anyway, there I go again, bringing up AEW. I'm sorry, and I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I like complaining about them. I like making fun of them. I like making fun of a lot of wrestling companies and a lot of fucking things that go on in wrestling. Give me a break. It was a struggle between both teams. Star Jr. had spot of the match with a flipping suicide dive between the ropes. Magnus, though, ended up pinning Fuego, which I'm sure he's very used to at this point in his career, for 3 after running double knees in the corner. Averno Magnus by a pinfall to make it 2-1 between Caesar and Selena, who continue to play a game of BS. A cute game of BS with the key backstage. Let's get to our main event of the evening. MLW World Middleweight title. Mystico with Cesar Duran. Was he even out there? I don't think he was. Against Barbaro Cavernario. This should be a great main event. Mystico has killed it every single time I've seen him in Major League Wrestling. Never seen Barbaro Cavernario. But he wouldn't be put in this main event for no fucking reason, mate. You can see why Mystico did not make it in WWE, right? It's just not his style. To be made to change wasn't going to fit him. I've seen nothing but brilliance out of this guy since seeing him in MLW. I was bored of Sin Cara in WWE. I popped hard for the referee losing a shoe as he tried to get out of way of Mystico with a takedown on Barbaro. I'll give this referee props, though. For a big boy, he cut a good pace out there. Well done, mate. These two really went for it. As Barbaro went to end things, Mystico hit a variation of a Spanish fly off the top rope and then locked in the La Mystica to make Barbaro tap out, making it a draw. And it ends with 2-2 between Selena and Caesar. The show ends with Selena stealing Caesar's key and trying to find out what the big secret was behind the door, but it was just more Azteca henchmen as they grabbed her and Caesar slammed the door and it looks like she's being kidnapped. Very good way. See, I like how they go off hot. They go off hot with an angle, which leaves questions in the air. What's going to happen for the next week for Selena? Final thoughts on this show and rating. For a rating out of 10, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Middle of the road. Enjoyed the show. Wasn't amazing. Wasn't great, but it was good. It doesn't make much sense to me to have a series between two opposing managerial people who lead two warring factions. Two people who are at each other's throats. It doesn't make sense to have a key on the line to unlock a big lucha power, only for it to not be a best of 5, but a best of 4, which makes it more likely to have a draw. Could we not have a 5th match? And if you wanted it to go to a draw, then maybe a double pin or a pin and a tap out at the same time. There's ways you can do it. I don't know, bitch. But I just, that confused me. I think Mr. Saint Laurent, who usually never shuts the fuck up, not having any mic time to talk about the World Titan Federation being damaged by Contra, not there to discuss what happened with Davey Boy Smith Jr. and Tom Lawler, what's going on with the World Titan Federation. No follow up on that. I get not every show needs to cover every single little angle or whatever's going on, because I know sometimes they'll have a show that is very World Titan Federation heavy, and then the next show they'll be on the show, but they won't be as important or as focal of a point on the show. I've understood that that's kind of how it works sometimes there in MLW, but I think having him not at least talk for 30 seconds about what the hell's going on, I think that's a mistake. And for Contra's only presence on the show after what they've been doing, just destroying the World Titan Federation, War Chamber, like what they did at the end of the first episode or part of War Chamber, when they came out, destroyed everyone and held that big flag up. The event before that, whatever it was, he attacks the head of MLW, Court Bauer. All these big things, and on this show, all he does is go after Bill Alfonso. Nothing against Bill, but come on. Former referee, pretty much retired manager who's come back to manage Matthew Justice, and he's the one that gets targeted. And Contra don't go after the world tag team titles or the people who are in the tag team title match at all. So I'm just not sure about the angle anyway. Nonetheless, it was a great show that celebrated Lucha Libre in a sense. We got 2 title changes, which, kept things, kept us all on our toes. A great main event. It needed more Zeta. Actually, there was no women's matches on the show whatsoever. Not that it's like a massive deal, but it kind of is. It kind of is. Right. Do I have some tweets? I think I only got 2 tweets. This is really concerning. I was looking for some tweets about this show, about MLW, and I think I only got 2. Fuck me. Fuck me. Okay, well, let's read the first one. Tim Bowman, I've already responded to something from Tim before, at Tim Bowman Media. MLW Azteca Lucha was a really fun show with a great crowd at Cicero Stadium. It was really cool seeing the CMLL wrestlers in person, especially Mystico. Nice shot there. Glad that you had fun, Tim. Very cool. Lenny Wrestling at Wrestling Lenny. Anyone who may not have seen MLW Azteca Lucha should do so immediately and see for themselves why MLW is currently cooking. I agree, Lenny. The main event is definitely a total highlight for me. There's also more Lucha Libre action. Good stuff, Lenny. Appreciate that, dude. Appreciate that, spreading some positivity for once. Yeah, I could not find anything else. Those were the only tweets that I could respond to, and it was just positive stuff. I'm really surprised. No, there's nothing else. Okay. Fuck. Well, there we have it. My review here of MLW Azteca Lucha 2024, Karlifornia Slam Society. Please subscribe. Please hit the bell. Please share the channel if you want. Join our Discord. Like this video, everything under the sun. If you can do it, help us. Please, we need it. We crave for it. Karlifornia, once again, Slam Society. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.